Hello everybody, in this tutorial I'm going to give you a quick overview of the header and footer builder system that is available in Cine and Cine Pro. First of all, we're going to go to Customize. Here we'll notice the header and the footer sections. Let's start with the header. We're going to click here and you can see our header builder interface opens up. The first thing we notice is that we can build our header on 3 rows, so the top row, the main row, which is the one active right now, and the bottom row. Now, as you can see, as far as the layout goes, we have the row, then we have columns, 3 columns in this case, and then we have the items, the elements that we add onto the columns. So, for example, in this column I have the site identity element, which is this. Then I have the navigation component right here, and then I have a search component. Now, to add new ones, I can simply click here and click on the one I want, or I can go here, scroll down a bit to available components, and simply drag and drop the component I want. So I'm going to drag it and place it here. You can see it's right before the search. If I want to rearrange them, so I want the search icon to go first, I'm just going to drag here, and here it is. Now let me show you the other way of adding components, which is to click this plus sign right here, and I'm going to do that by starting a new row, let's say the top row. So I'm going to populate this column, I'm going to click here, and I'm going to click on, let's say, contact info. And here it is. Now you can see the options for it displayed in the customizer, so I can go ahead and configure anything I want. So the email address and phone number in this case. Also, I'm going to click on display in line because they don't really look nicely when they're stacked. So as you can see, there's quite a gap here, which brings me to my next point, which is to style the rows because they're the top level containers. So I'm going to click on the top row. You can see the options for it open up here, and we're going to adjust the height a bit so we decrease this white space right here. So let's drag this slider and you can see how it is decreased. So we have it now at 60 pixels. Furthermore, you can see that this is responsive, so we can set a different height for each device, so for desktop, tablet or mobile, and we can set the number of columns. I'm going to leave it at 3 columns right now. You can also change the layout, right? So you have multiple column layouts available. This is useful if you want to, for example, want to have a bigger column than the other two. If you want to add some longer content into it, you can also click these links to go directly to the column settings, but we're not interested at that now. Right now we want to handle only our row, so this right here. Now we're going to go to styling. Let's see. So let's start by adding a background color to it, so it's easy to distinguish it from the main row. Just going to make it a bit gray like this. Okay. Now we also have an option to add a background image to it, but there's no point since the height is so small, it's not going to look nice. You can change the border if you want, and of course alter the padding, the margin, and the colors in the sticky mode. So that means when your header is sticky. That doesn't actually matter now because only our main row is sticky, right? So not the top row. Okay. Moving on, let's go to the main options. So you can see here, because I've talked about the sticky header, you can enable it here or disable it. You can change its behavior, so it's only sticky when you scroll down, or if you want it to be a bit more smarter, it can be sticky only when you scroll up. You can also choose which row to be sticky. Most of the times you'll want the main row. You can make it transparent, so this is useful if, for example, you have a hero image and you want your header to sit on top of that hero image. It's not the case here, but if you want to achieve a design like that, this is where you need to go. So you simply click on add edit conditions, add display condition, and select where you want to edit. There's plenty of possible conditions that you can choose from. So on all singulars, archives, you know, on the entire site, or obviously you can do it on specific posts or pages or categories or anything, anywhere you want it. We don't need it right now, so I'm just going to close it. You can also switch the layout between contained and full width. So this is what happens when you switch it. It basically goes from one screen edge to the other. Then you have the available components that I already shown you. These components update in real time, so if you used one, it's going to disappear from the list. Similarly, if you delete one, it's going to go back into the list. You'll also have access to more components if you're a Cine Pro user. Now, let's go back here. We have some presets available, so if you click this link right here, it's going to open up the default header layouts that you can choose from. So let's click, and you can see how the layout changes. Let's leave it like this for now. You can see, for example, there are only 2 columns right now in this row. Now let's actually go inside the column options and have a look there as well. So I'm going to choose this column. And you can see we have some options here for the vertical alignment, the inner elements layout, which doesn't actually matter since there's only one element right here. But let's go ahead and add another, just so you can see. Let's add an HTML component. Okay, so the content is right here. Let's go back to the column options and let's stack them. So it's going to go like this. So yeah, here it is. And there is also the horizontal alignment, so you know, you can place it however you want horizontally onto the column. Right, so we're going to go to style now. We have options for padding and margin here if you need to. So we can add something like this, for example, top padding, right? Or you can connect them, use this icon right here to link the values together. And now if I put 15 here, for example, it's going to fill each of these input fields with the value I've typed in one of them. You can also use this drop down to change the unit. Okay, I'm going to remove it. Let's move this to the top row. Okay, and now let's have a look at some of the components. So for example, if we click here for the site identity, so for this component you have all the options you would expect. So you can upload your logo, change the site title and tagline. You can alter the height of the logo, change the alignment, the visibility, and of course you also have access to various styling options. So color and font size for both description and title, as well as in the sticky mode. So right now, for example, it's black when you scroll down, but let's say I want to make it red. So here it is. You can see now it's red in the sticky mode. This is useful, of course, if you change the background, the background color. Actually, let's do that. So I'm going to go back to the main row. I'm going to click on style, and I'm going to go here to sticky mode, background color, and I'm going to make it like this, for example. Then I'm going to go to site identity, and in the sticky mode I'm going to make it white like this, and here it is. Okay, good. Let's try a different component. So I'm going to go to the primary menu, for example. You can find the link here to go ahead and configure your menu. You can change the visibility, for example, if you don't want to display it on mobiles, for example. Also, you have a style tab available, plenty of options here, especially for colors. You can change literally every element, so the text, the submenu backgrounds, text color for the items in the submenu, and so on. For the search component, of course, you can change the visibility, and you also have styling options available. And let's add the social component. I'm just going to show you that one, and that's it. So for example, you will add your links here. Let's say facebook.com/your profile, then add a new one, x.com/your profile, and you can see the links here. Of course, I can take them and put them here, for example, and they moved instantly. Of course, you have the styling option, so you can control the colors and the spacings. So basically, as you can see, each component has its own set of options, as well as styling options. Now, the last thing I want to show you about the header is how easy it is to build your mobile header. So we're going to simply click here, and you can see our mobile header. So first of all, we have the same layout with the rows right here. What's additional is this off canvas area. So if you click on it, so you have some options here for the off canvas, and here you have the actual components. Let me close this. So first of all, the menu toggle, which is this. This is where your users will click to activate the off canvas area. You can change its icon. You can also go into styling and change the color, add some padding to it. And other than that, it's the same principle as the desktop header. You just have to drag components around. Let's rearrange them a bit actually. Let's drag the menu toggle here and put the search icon here in its place. So yeah, you can configure the mobile header exactly as you want. Let's maybe add let's add some padding actually. Maybe if, for example, you don't like how close it is to the edges of the screen. So I'm going to go to padding while I'm on the main row here. Right, I'm going to go to padding and set the right and left padding. Let's say 15 pixels and 50 pixels on the left. So you can see how the space is increased. This is only going to apply to your mobile view, your tablet view. Now let's do the same thing for mobile devices. So I'm going to click here. You can see how the preview changes. So I'm going to add some padding here, left and right, the same thing I did for the tablet view. Okay, let's move on to the header right now. So we're going to go back. Okay, let's configure the footer now. So we're right here. We're going to click on the footer section. It's the same thing as before. You have access to 3 rows. You have your components. Obviously, you're going to get extra components if you're a Cine Pro user. So again, you have social links, a button, HTML. The main difference is that you have access to widget areas. So I'm going to add a widget area right here. Okay, I'm going to click here. And I'm going to add widgets to my widget area. So for example, let's say I want to add an image. I'm just going to add an image, go to media library, pick one of the images, click select. Okay, you can see my image inside the footer. Okay. Other than that, as I said, it's the same thing. You can change the height, you can change the padding, margin, background color. Let's, for example, change the background color for this row. You can see how easy it is. And you can continue adding widget areas. Let's add a new one. Okay, I'm going to go here. And well, actually, let's add another image. Okay, now the reason it looks like this is because this column is larger than the other, so I'm going to go here to edit my row, and you can see the column layout. So instead of having equal width here, I have a big column on the left, right? So if I click equal width, you can see they're exactly the same width. Let's add a new one, the third widget area. I'm going to click here, so this is convenient. You can always find it here, click on it and be taken directly to the widget area that we need. And let's add one more image here. Click again on media library, and let's pick this one, click select. Alright, so we have 3 different widget areas. Now let's add something extra to the footer, to this footer row, right? So we're going to go here to the bottom row where our copyright is. So we have a single column. Let's say we want 2 columns. Okay. So you can see a new column opens up here. So we're going to click here and let's add the social component. Okay. Let's add a Facebook link and a LinkedIn link. Alright, so here they are. Obviously they don't look great aligned to the left hand side, so I'm going to click on the column options. Alright, and you can see my horizontal alignment, so start, center or end. I obviously want it at the end, right? So I'm going to simply click here and you can see how nicely they are arranged. And that's it. Thank you for watching.